This Muslim just ate pork on live video. What? Yeah, this silly story gained like 10 million views on X and it was viral. That live streamer called Sneeko, who's a Muslim revert, mashallah. What's so stupid is then he gets attacked again in person, talking about pork and drinking and things like that.
I don't drink, you do. Who's a better Muslim? Yeah, that's what I thought, man.
That is literally the way of shaitan. When you try send, he will say, well, you drink, well, you do this, you smoke, you eat this, you blah, blah, blah. So why even fast? And then why even pray? And then he goes, well, why even be Muslim? He leads you to kufr by making you feel like so hopeless. The first Quran verse that came to my mind in Surah Al-Baqarah, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء, which means the shaitan threatens you with poverty and commands you to immorality. So the shaitan will literally threaten you with loss, with hopelessness, and that leads to sin. And then in the exact same verse it says, وَاللَّهُ يَعِدُكُم مَغْفِرَةً مِّنْهُ وَفَضْلًا وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. While Allah promises you with forgiveness from Him and His bounty. And Allah is all bountiful, all knowing. So while the shaitan promises poverty and hopelessness, Allah gives you hope, forgiveness, promises bounty in terms of He's endless. And again in the Quran, it also mentions the shaitan will find you when you're on the straight path. So meaning, while you're trying to be better, while you're trying to ascend, that's when the shaitan will be like, what's the point? Through the shaitan, people will come to you and be like, oh, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? But then imagine, right? Imagine if Sneeko, or imagine if this revert wasn't a Muslim and he's out partying like other streamers for hours on end and drinking drugs. No one's going to say anything because guess what? He's not trying to be better. He's trying to follow his deen. Do you know how many reverts are pushed away by like forced to change too quickly? Like a whole lifetime of their normal life they've had to now change completely. And all this pressure that's put on them from their family, not wanting them to change, from the Muslim community to want them to be perfect. Then online, like it's just ridiculous and people shouldn't add to that. Reverts are so beloved in Islam. All basically the companions of the Prophet, ﷺ, Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr Siddiq, all these people who are massive names who were Khalifas after, they were reverts. Now let's look at case by case. What if you sin accidentally in Islam? For example, when he accidentally drank, he was fasting, or accidentally eating pork because he's still learning.
Astaghfirullah! Wallahi, I made a mistake. Wallahi. Astaghfirullah. Fake Muslim. Oh my God, here it comes. Bro, is it okay? Wait, Muslims, all the Muslims, am I okay or not?
There's a Sahih hadith that says, verily, Allah has pardoned my nation for their mistakes, their forgetfulness, and what they are coerced into doing. Islam is so merciful. There's a beautiful hadith that literally says, whoever forgets that he is fasting and eats or drinks, let him complete his fast, for it was Allah who fed him and gave him to drink. Allah might let you forget or make you forget, just so it makes your fast easier. That's the beauty and mercy of Allah. My very last point is just personally, I think as well, stopping committing sin takes time and it happens in stages, especially for a revert. A really good example of this is how alcohol became haram in Islam. It came in stages. The first ayah says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ